What is up, Algebra 1? This is lesson 90. Our objective is, how do you add and subtract rational expressions? Remember yesterday, or earlier, we were talking about multiplying and dividing them. Today we're talking about adding and subtracting them. So remember that if you have like 1/5 plus 3/5, the top tells you how many you have, the bottom tells you the size. So whenever we're adding or subtracting them, we simply add the tops. So like 1 plus 3 is 4, and the bottoms stay the same, so my answer would be 4/5. But notice that both my denominators are the same, because you can only add things that are the same size. So if we got something like this red one right here, 1/3 plus 1/2, notice these denominators are different. So I'm going to have to multiply them by, well, this one by 3/3 and that one by 2/2, so I can get the same denominator of 6. So I have 2/6 plus 3/6, now I can add those, it gives me 5/6. So I'm going to do the same basic idea here when we're working with rational expressions. So I'm looking here, notice that I have 20x and 20x on the denominators, so I can add the numerators. This is going to be 2x squared plus 3x squared, it's going to be 5x squared over 20x. Then of course I want to simplify that down. 5 goes into 5 one time, into 20 4 times. And then I can take an x from here and one of them from there. So this is going to give me x over 4. Same idea here with this next one, but watch out because I'm subtracting and it's going to subtract all of that numerator. Notice my denominators match, so I can just combine the top. So the top is going to be 3a minus 2 minus a minus 6 all over a plus 2. Combining those or simplifying that down is going to be 3a minus 2 minus a plus 6. So just think of this as like a 1 that I'm distributing in there. All over a plus 2. Combining like terms, I have an 3a minus an a, so it's going to give me 2 a's. I have a negative 2 plus 6, which is going to give me positive 4. All over a plus 2. I know, so I can factor something out of both of that on the top, so I'm going to say 2 times a plus 2 over a plus 2. And so I can reduce a plus 2 over a plus 2. So my answer is going to simply be 2 in this case. Another one here, but I'm noticing that my denominators do not match up. Here I have a 6h, and over here I have a 2h squared. So I'm trying to get those to both be the same. Well, between 2 and 6, I gotta change them both to be 6. So this one I need to multiply by 3/3, which is 1. And I picked that because 2 times 3 would give me 6. Notice here on the right I have an h squared, but on the left I just have an h. So multiply this one on the left here by h over h. So on the left one here I'm going to have 2h to the 5th over 6h squared. Plus on the right I'm going to have 12h squared over 6h squared. Then I just need to combine like terms now. But notice my top ones are not alike, because one of them's h to the 5th, the other one's h squared. So it's going to be 2h to the 5th plus 12h squared over 6h squared. I'm noticing I can factor something out of the top. They both have a 2 and an h squared there. So it means I'm going to have h cubed plus 6 over 6h squared. So this h squared will reduce with that h squared. 2 is going to 2 1 times, 2 is going to 6 3 times. So it's going to be h cubed plus 6 over 3. Let's try another one, but my denominators don't really look anything alike. So let's try this one, but with factoring this denominator here. So I'm going to say x plus 3 over x minus 4 minus 2 over, I'm going to have an x and an x. They're going to have to be one's positive and one's negative. Factors of 20 that subtract to give me 1. So let's see, 4 and 5. So let's do positive 5 minus 4. And now noticing this has a denominator of x minus 4, and I have an x minus 4 here. So all I really need to do is I need to multiply this by x plus 5 over x plus 5. I get my denominators to be the same. Here I'm going to want to FOIL, right? First, outer, inner, last. So it's going to be x squared is first, outer, plus 3x inner, plus 5x last, plus 15 over x plus 5, x minus 4, minus 2 over x plus 5 times x minus 4. Combining like terms here on the top, I'm going to have x squared. I've got 3x plus 5x is equal to 8x. 15 minus 2 is going to be plus 13 over x plus 5 times x minus 4. If you wanted to, you could FOIL out the bottom and get the bottom to be like x squared plus x minus 20 if you so wish, but don't feel like you need to. One more here. Notice my denominators on this almost match. This is v minus 4, and this is 4 minus v. So the same except for the signs are different. So what you can do is just multiply top and bottom by negative 1. So it's going to give us 8 over v minus 4 plus a negative v plus 7, right? Because think about distributing that negative 1 into each of those, over, as I distribute this into each of those, I'm going to change its order because negative 1 times negative v is just going to give me v. Negative 1 times 4 is going to give me negative 4. So notice now my denominators are the same. So you need to combine numerators. So this is going to be negative v plus 15 over v minus 4. Alright, your homework is going to be on page 595. You can do the lesson practice, all the 90s, and 2 more of your choice. Good luck, guys.